We're live on Facebook. Hello everybody, how are we going? Welcome to tonight's broadcast of the East Coast Series. A few technical difficulties, but we are here. How are you going, Nath?
Says that we've just gone live on Facebook.
Yep.
You're streaming to both, are you?
I'm just streaming on Facebook. This is where we are tonight, Nath. We've had some technical issues with YouTube, so we're stuck on Facebook, unfortunately, but that's all good. Can't complain with that.
No worries. Drag us up when you're ready.
We're ready, mate. We're on. Welcome, Nath. How are you? How you been?
I'm good, John. How are you?
Yeah, good, mate. So what's been going on in the world of Nathan with the week off?
It's, well, it was a little bit weird, to be honest, having a Tuesday night off and not coming to watch some racing. I will admit that it kind of threw me for six a little bit.
It definitely threw me for six. And
Yeah.
with the V8 vets doing Bathurst over the weekend, I've sort of been playing catch up a bit. So, yeah, that's where I've been at.
Yeah. That would have been nice and interesting doing 1,000 laps around Bathurst.
It was a big day out, to say the least. Yeah. Anyway, we're live and running, so which is good. I might just have a very quick look at this Red Bull ring. It is a very technical little circuit. Turn 1 up into the Niki Lauda corner, and the big long climb down through turn up to turn 3, and we will get up into that tight hairpin. Quite famous location, plenty of accidents during the F1 when we were up there. And then we run downhill to turn 4 into another tight turn that opens up into the sweeping turn 5 into Roche, into the right hand sweeping turn to the right. And then after that we wind up in to the Worth curve and then down into Red Bull Mobile to finish. So it's only 10 corners on this track, very short, but we will see where we go with that one when we get onto it. We might just see if we can bring the grid up real quick. And I've got round 2, so I apologise for that still. It's round 6 tonight. And one pole. I'm at the back of the grid for some reason, so we'll work our way from the back. We've got down the back Ryan and Mike Schroeder, Paul Hayes, Pecky. Skip towards the front. Here we go. We've got Scotty McCune sitting in 14th, 13th is Mitch Stewart, Mitch Dumbrell, Josh Stragen 16, Nicholas Rutherford 18, Nath Gore in 17, Timmy Nichols back in 20, Shane Roffey in 19, Frank Hodak in 21, Blair Van Ree 23. I think I already said that one. We'll go to the front page. And on pole we have Blake Warboys alongside with him Harrison Dengate, Matthew Dench, I think is new to the series, Troy Maguire, still saying Taipan, but I believe he's switched across to Fishy Motorsport now. We've got Michael Whiting from Fishy Motorsport, Christian Smart, Ash Barella qualified really well to put himself in the 7th in front of Rob Carmichael from Fishy, Craig Roffey, Paul Young from PRA, big shout out to my friends there. The big one for us though is Jamie McKnight, back in 11th, so sitting way back there, young Jamie. So not sure what happened for Jamie, but he's back there. And the boys are all getting on the grid, and we'll get ready for a start here, I think, Nath.
It sounds like it's going to be another fantastic race, and Blake's done it again. It just can't get him away from that number 1.
No, we just struggled to get him away from that. It'll be interesting to see if Harrison can get a good jump here and put the pressure on him going up the hill. Like I said, hang on, go to the broadcast. I've just done all that grid without showing it. I apologise at home. Definitely got the L plates on. We were running late tonight with our technical issues, but hopefully you can see where we are now. I might just quickly throw that back up for 2 seconds. I can always hide it in a minute. So there it is there. That's the front top 12 positions. And the boys are revving the engines. It's green flag and we're away.
And we're away. Oh, there's many cars everywhere, but they all seem to have got away cleanly so far.
Harrison's been swallowed up there. He's dropped back a fair bit. not sure what's happened to my information. So there it is there. Get back up on the wall. So Blake's off to a flying start there. He's really got the jump, followed by Troy Maguire. And then Michael Whiting's done it really well. Harrison's being swamped here. You see how Harrison goes. Try and zoom out a bit. There, Dench has got past Dengate. Harrison's being swamped here. The KR car. Blake's got a ripper of a start, but it's all happening behind.
Yeah, there's cars going left, right and centre, but they've all made it through safely so far.
I'll correct you there, Nathan. We've got someone off at the back.
Oh no. Oh dear.
Car 31, which is Shane Roffey, still not rolling, so we might wait and see. He's moving now, I think. No, he's rolling now, so yep, he's back. Harrison coming wide there. This is some great driving. Harrison too wide with Matt Dench.
Race control.
The other car, I think, involved in that. John just to finish that off. I think Nathan Cook might have been involved in that incident.
Yeah, mate. Have a look now.
He's just in front of Roffey.
Nathan Cook. Oh, we might see. Give me a second, and we might go back and have a look once we get this first lap done.
Race control. Can you have a look at that one, please?
Yep, sounds like Ash Barella's been involved in something as well. As we lead up the straight for the first time, Blake Warboys, Troy Maguire with a good start, Michael Whiting, Harrison Dengate, Matt Dench, Christian Smart, Rob Carmichael, McKnight, Roffey, Young, Dumbrell and Josh Strage. Off to a flying start here. Might just go back and just have a look at what happened to Shane Roffey. We'll go to the Dirty Pig replay. Yep, coming in here, very tight bunch, as I said. Turn 3 is a very difficult corner, very heavy under brakes. Squeezed him round. Blair Van Ree gets around the outside. Looks like someone stuck on the inside, and yeah, the old Meccano set just piles up. That's always a big problem there. I'd probably say Nathan Cook was part of that incident as well.
Go right, Ash. Go to the right, Ash.
Well, all in all, though, all the boys have made it through the first nearly couple of laps already, minus that one incident there. So
yeah, that's pretty good going. Like I said before, the start of the broadcast, turn 3 was a difficult one. Everyone is still really bunched from 1 back to about 27th, 28th. This is some really great driving. Race controller looking into that crash. We might just have a quick look. There it is, penalties up. So Dave Coleman's been penalised for the drive-through. So that's for the incident on lap 1 that we looked at before. So Blake really driving away here quite well. Troy Maguire has settled in behind him nicely, and then back with Whiting, Dengate and Dench is where we come back into the next part. So Christian Smart sitting back here, having a good look at all this action happening in front of him. So take the drone cam behind Christian, looking up the road, you can still see we've got fighting going on between Drench and Dengate. Harrison getting past Michael Whiting here as well. Nice passing manoeuvre.
a great spot of the track to be overtaking it, isn't there? Such a deep braking zone. Certainly opens up the passing opportunities it does.
Oh, definitely. Definitely does. It's one of those ones where you just really have just got to muscle your way in and do the best you can.
We've had a quick shout out to Michael Goodfellow, who's said hello, guys. So, g'day, Mick. It's good to be back racing on a Tuesday night. It is. Mick's a part of our WK&P team in the go-kart scene. So it's good to see that even though we haven't got to the go-kart track, that we're all able to still get in and be involved in some form of racing. We are.
Yeah, and Joshy Brilla's out there as well, watching as well. So g'day, Josh.
Hey, Joshy.
As you can see, we've got Kirsten Smart here heading down. They're still battling in front. Blake's pulled away. Troy's locked in nicely behind him.
Christian and Rob are having a good old couple here, still going side by side up into the second corner. Big braking zone.
Oh, look out, Stuart Warboys is back as well. There you going, Stu.
Hey, Stewie. Never going to mess around, he is.
There you go, and Fishy with their new livery, making it a bit harder for me. The yellow stood out. Interesting to see that Christian's teammate lurking in the background, the people's champion, Jamie McKnight.
They're all doing quite well. It's having a quick look through the field. There's not many cars that have got bumps or marks on them, so they've all definitely started to settle into their rhythm a little bit. And the few battle packs that are starting to formulate, they're giving each other plenty of room. So in the week off, these boys certainly haven't forgotten that it is a long race and that you don't win it all in the first couple of corners. So credit to everyone again for doing a good job at keeping it all clean.
iRacing have upgraded the graphics a bit there. Then you actually see the glowing disc brakes of Blake Warboy's Mustang as he pulled up into turn one into the louder corner.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be a set of brake disc or brake pads on Blake's car at all. I would certainly much rather miss out on that job if possible.
Yes, it would not be much fun, I don't think, around this place. As we might just have a look back and see how Harrison's getting on. Big shout out to all the Harrison Dengate supporters out there. Oh, looks like we've got a move going up in front here. Looks like Troy's really making Blake work for it here. This is quite exciting stuff.
All over that rear wing. He's definitely keen for that lead.
Well, just reading our Facebook comments, it sounds like Blake has taught Stewie how to comment.
So, now we're in trouble.
I think you're in big trouble. We've got another car off, car 30. Oh, sorry, whoever's in 30th, which was Shane Roffey again, up in turn 3. As we can see here, we've got Troy Maguire keeping the pressure on Blake Warboys here for those lead spots.
They're not skipping away too far looking at the early onset times for these. Everyone seems to be out of the lead pack, like Troy and Blake. They're all, sorry, I'll stand corrected. Blake did a 31.1 that lap and Troy did a 30.9 with H doing a 30.7. So H is starting to reel him in. I wonder if it's a case of Blake's just trying to keep him at bay and play his own race, or if he's trying to drive the wheels off the thing, and Troy's just simply got more pace at the moment. So it'll be interesting to see how this one unfolds.
It will be. As you can see, Troy's switched across to Fishy Motorsport, so the logo down in the bottom corner there saying Taipan is incorrect. So that was a mid-season or mid-break change. That's probably our talking point for the evening. But these two boys here are nice and settling into a rhythm. I think Blake's doing quite well. Troy's keeping the pressure on him. Seems to catch him in the back half of the circuit. And it is a good circuit here, though. We do get a very good draft, particularly going up between turns 1 and 3.
It's certainly a track that I can't say I've driven it myself just yet, because it's come out post chicane finger incident, so I haven't had the luxury of having a drive around, but it looks fantastic. Like watching the F1 cars going around, watching these supercars go around the track, it's certainly one that I want to have a red hot go at once I am back behind the steering wheel.
Yeah, we were lucky enough to race here in Vets last season, and it's a fantastic circuit.
Yeah.
It really nice, fast flowing, suits the V8s really well. A lot of the Formula 1 circuits become a little bit cumbersome for the V8, but this one's just flows beautifully.
It encourages really good racing, it does. Like, it's having the opportunities where it does with the big heavy braking zones and just the way it flows. Like, it really brings out the different strengths and weaknesses of drivers throughout the track, and it just encourages good racing, this track.
It does. Oh, I think they're still going to hold station for a little while, so let's go back and have a look at some of the closer battles further in the backpack. Let's go have a look at Paul Rung from PRA. He's got Michael Dumbrell right behind him and Craig Roffey in front. Jamie in front of him.
Keeping an eye on this chain, it goes from 5th all the way down to 11th. There's 6 cars in this pack that are all... No one's really making a mistake, but no one's really giving anything for the other guy to have a sniff at anything. It'll be an interesting pack to see how it goes.
It will be.
As the race unfolds.
No, these boys are doing quite well. We'll move a bit further back. Nathan Gore, he seems to be working his way through quite well here as well. Sitting right behind Scotty McCune, keeping the pressure on him.
He's got a Fanatec livery this week. Gore does. I reckon he's got a different livery every week. I reckon he's keeping us on our toes.
Definitely is. Definitely is. This could be a trading paints issue as well. But no, we'll find out. And come back a bit further. Andrew Archer just getting past Blair Van Ree, parked on the side there. Let's have a look at Dirty Pig replay. Old Blair, I reckon, has just decided to lose it coming out of the corner here. A very tricky spot when you apply the accelerator when you're on the curbs there. Smoke them up. And that's all she wrote. Poor old Blairy boy.
Yeah, just awkwardly touched that curve, didn't he, John?
Yeah, that's a very big sausage curb there, which is quite difficult to manoeuvre. Come back a little bit further. Ash Barella, a few dints on the side there. He was calling some things in before, so let's say Ash has had a run-in with somebody at some stage. So back in 23rd spot. And behind him he's got Ryan Van Ree, it's a bit further back. Behind Ryan we've got Reece Bolitho and Scorpion Esport driver of Todd Martin. And behind Toddy,
I'll let you up the inside when you get to me, Ash.
We've got Dave Coleman behind him.
Man.
So yeah, the boys seem to be going quite well. We'll have a quick look up towards the front again. We've got Mike Schroeder, another one of the Taipan Esports drivers. They seem to be battling quite well up there. It looks like everyone seems to be starting to settle into their routine here. We've still got that very tight pack sort of running from 5th all the way down to 15th. And our hard charger at the moment is Mike Schroeder, who's up 13 spots.
Go inside, Ash.
That's a very good effort considering we're only 9 laps into this race, so certainly see some movers in this series, don't we, Johnny?
Oh, it's a different bloke each week. That's what I really enjoy about this series. It's interesting. We've got a new name on the side there. It's not the Switch Pro, it's Rabbit. So not sure what that's about, but I'm sure Ben Anthony will tell us after the race if they've had a change of sponsors. Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be some in-house gossip there.
Yeah, there's obviously some stories going on. Of course, this is our round 6, but we're in the mid-season break of iRacing between seasons of vets, so a few boys changing teams and changing liveries and changing cars just to keep us on our toes. We might just pop back up the front and have a look how we're going up front. These two are still holding station quite well. Looks like Troy's backed off just a little bit.
I reckon Troy's probably decided that it's slightly smarter to sit behind and save a little bit of fuel, so as we've seen in many weeks, he's made a mistake.
He's just spun.
Oh dear. We've done it again, Johnny. Hell no.
We have. He's got it going again though. Got it going quite quick.
Yeah, good recovery. Big moment though.
Very big moment. So he's lost 2 spots there. He's had Harrison Dengate and Matthew Dench get through. In saying that, Dench and Maguire keeping the pressure on.
And I don't think those 2 boys are going to let him back through easily so we can have that spot behind Blake.
No, I don't think so. So this is basically now dropped Blake into a 4.5 second gap. So as you can see, Blake will probably do a bit of fuel saving here and allow these boys all to battle out behind him. What we might do, Nath, we might jump on with Troy. And we might do, actually, I missed the opportunity, we might do a lap with Troy.
I reckon that sounds good, Johnny.
Crank the volume up. As we come in here into turn 3, see the sausage curve here on the outside. That's what we were talking about before. Very low speed corner, so very difficult to get that power back on as you come over the crest. Now we sort of nicely accelerate down here as we come down into the corner. And you got to brake fairly early. And this corner tightens up and then opens up. Whoop. Looks like those tyres of Troy Maguire might be getting a bit slack here. And then we come back on it here. Work our way up in the 4th.
Stay inside that.
Come down. You got to wait for it here. You wait, then you start to get the gas on slowly. Use all the curb. This is my favourite corner here. Really enjoy this corner. Come through here, get across. Try not to put it in the gravel. Carry it all the way across. You can hear the tyres and see the wheel there. Troy's really working hard. Then same downhill again here. This gets really hard. Downhill braking. You got to ease it in. Nicely done again, using all the curb. And same again. Ease it in. You're going downhill. Drop it off. Use all the curb. He's using everything here. Getting away from him in front of him. I'd say Troy might have cooked his tyres. As we come up in,
I don't think those rear tyres are very happy with him at all.
No, and then come up into the louder curve here. Same again. Watch the grip level. Don't put it on the sausage. It definitely looks like those rear tyres are struggling. And as we come back up the hill here, we're working quite hard. 150, brake right down, second. Hold it in second. Get the power back down. Really working hard. As you can see, if we go forward, Matty Dench keeping the pressure on Blake in front of him. Sorry, not Blake, of Harrison. We might just have a quick flick back through the pack, Nathan, have a look how a few other people are getting on.
So Troy's tyres must definitely be hurting. Just having a quick look at the lap times, he was about a second a lap slower that lap, so I think he's facing an uphill battle until the first round of pit stops he is.
I think he is. Mind you, we've gone 12 laps without a safety car in this 58 lap race. It's a nice big open circuit, so it'll be interesting to see. It'll take a bit to get a safety car, I think, on this track. So Matt Dench chasing down Dengate. Have a look down the back a bit more. We'll see how our mate Jamie's getting on. So Jamie's nicely caught up to Christian now. So he's still hanging on to the back of that group with Whiting and Carmichael in front of him.
I don't think these two race anyone else. They just seem to be around each other every single round, Jamie and Christian.
Well, they raced together on Sunday in V8 Speds Bathurst 1000 with Stephen Varga. The boys did really well up until the Maestro decided to blow the engine. I think someone did have lap 113 in the book, 131 in the book for when Jamie was going to blow an engine. So whoever that was, congratulations. But, Christian and Jamie, the two wily old vets in this competition, they know that you don't win this race in the first corner. You got to go 250 Ks. You got to really work hard for it. There's another good battle back with Scotty McCune. They're still battling away with Gore and Stewart behind him. And Drage and Dumbbell are not that far in front. So these boys are battling away quite well. And let's have a look for another group further back. Michael Schroeder is now still up 14 spots, so he's still our hard charger at the moment. And another bloke who's up 8 spots, so the second person in our hard charge list is Ryan Van Ree. So Ryan battling away here quite well with Dave Coleman behind him. And then in front, he's went off track a little bit, that's all right. He's about to get past. We've done it again.
I wonder if he got a slowdown there, looking at how he had to pull it up and sort of be patient before getting back on it.
Yeah, it could be quite interesting.
One of those iRacing penalties.
Who else we've got further back here? Todd Martin. Another one of the Scorpion Esports boys. Great looking livery done by Mick Rush. A big shout out to my mate Mick. And we might just have a look further back. We've got Blair sitting in 29th. So Blair's chasing down Shane Roffey in front of him. So it's a little bit of a battle here. So these guys are doing reasonably well. And behind them we've got my great mate from the Northern Territory, from Darwin, Mark Peck from Pecky's Performance Racing. So Pecky's battling away quite well here. He's back a bit, so I'm not sure what's happened to Pecky, whether he's had an incident or not.
Looks like it's banged up a little bit on the front right there for Pecky.
Yeah, it does a bit, doesn't it? I'm sure they could fix that at Pecky's Performance Racing in the next pit stop.
I've heard they're a gun crew, they are.
And there's his other teammate, of course, who's joined the series. And a big shout out to Timmy. Timmy's allowed me to use some of his images for our lead-in broadcast photos. So you would have noticed the number 23 car this week of Timmy's. So another one of the Darwin boys from Vets. So big shout out to Timmy. And he's got Ash right behind him. And in front of Timmy, we've got Andrew Archer.
So in answer to your question there, Josh, Ash is currently in this battle pack. He is currently in 21st place. So lost a few spots from 7th where he started, but I'm sure he's going to, looking at the pace he's got, I'm sure he's going to make his way back near to the pointy end before we know it.
And we just might jump back up the front. Harrison has closed in a bit. He's basically now only 3.5 seconds, so he's caught up a second on Blake over the last couple of laps. And with it being so quiet, Nath, we might just have a quick look and see what Race Control are up to. I'm sure they're up to something today.
Oh, they're up to something every week, they are, Johnny.
Well, we are at the Red Bull Ring, so let's see what the boys are up to. Oh no, that's just wrong, guys. Sorry.
Oh dearie dear. I got nothing.
Oh well. Big shout out to Ben Anthony, who looks after this series, looks after the race control, does all the admin, runs around after all the boys, and then with Richard Barella doing the safety car. So big shout out to those fellas.
Thank you, gents. Without you guys, we wouldn't be able to do what we do.
That's right. We wouldn't be able to have a laugh.
Yeah.
Race control.
Yeah, we'd have to pick on each other, and that just gets boring after a while.
So we still have a bit of a battle. Dench is not that far behind Dengate here, so he has caught back up a little bit. Troy Maguire, after that spin, we might just have a look at Troy, see how he's going. He's dropped back off that pace. He's about 2.8 seconds now, so I'd say those tyres were really hurting there for a while. So I'll be interested to see after the pit stop whether he has some pace back.
Well, after the spin, he has not been able to get back into a 1:30. His quickest lap was last lap with a 1:31.10. So he's getting quicker slowly, so they must be starting to come a little bit better compared to what they were. But yeah, it's a big drop off of approximately half a second he's lost per lap since the spin. So shows how hard this track is on the tyres. Once you hurt them a little bit, they don't like coming back, they don't.
Absolutely. And if you are watching along at home, feel free to jump online in the comments section on Facebook there and leave us a comment. Let us know who you're following, who you're supporting, and just rate Nathan's commentary out of 10.
So, well, hopefully the rating's a little bit higher this week, having a better headset on board now. Hopefully everyone can hear me ramble on a little bit better now. So that's got to be worth a few extra points, that is. That's at least what I'm hoping for anyway.
I don't know. I don't think we're going to lose our plates after the way we started tonight, but at least we got it up. At least we got it up in time for the start.
Yeah, rusty after our week off is all I'm going to go with there.
Yes. So we might have a look. We might drop back to Rob Carmichael and Michael Whiting. These boys are still quite tightly bunched, particularly when we go back to Michael Whiting. So Michael Whiting under a lot of pressure here from Christian Smart. Going too wide, Whiting on the inside. We should see if we can get past him. And McKnighter sitting there in the back there, really keeping the pressure on.
It's again back to the just this track in general. Like watching the few packs that do seem to.
Sorry to interrupt, Nath. We've got a car that's stopped off track. We're going to have a look. No, Blair Van Ree has stopped. Not sure what's happened there. Let's going to have a look. Well, he's caught the sausage curb again. Oh no, he's in the grass in the fence. So let's see. We could possibly have a safety car coming up here. He's got it going. And no, he got it going. No, it looks like it's all safe.
Ever since he's had that shiny livery, he seems to be finding everything to not make it shiny. But he's still putting in a good effort though. So he lost a few spots compared to where he's qualified, but he's certainly trudging on through, and I'm sure that the pit crew will do what they can to help out with the lack of bonnet that he has now. But Blair being Blair, he will not give up until it's the final lap.
Absolutely. So he's back there. But I think these boys have got a fast repair, so hopefully you can get through to the pit stops and get that car sorted out. Hate to be the guy who paints that car for him.
That would be a terrible job with how much you're going to have to repaint it all the time.
Absolutely. Let's just have a quick look. Let's see how we're getting on back up at the front. Blake looks like he's quite well settled here. Still has a 3.5 second lead over Harrison Dengate.
I wonder who's going to be the first to blink with regards to our pit stops for this evening. I wonder if they can stretch it out to try and make it a one-stop race, or if they'll be pretty set on a two-stop race here.
It'll be interesting. We've got some boys starting to make those pit stops.
Yeah.
We have Blake Warboys. Sorry, we got Young in the pits at the moment. So Paul Young from PRA. Stuck into the pits there. Blake's starting now to get into Bill lap traffic as well, so that's going to make a very interesting equation for the game.
Yeah, I wonder if he'll blink soon. We've had a shout out here from Mario Reale, who's giving a good shout out to his teammates at Hypersonic Racing, Michael Dumbrell, Michael Stewart and Scott McCune. Unfortunately, he was unable to race tonight, but it's great that you're able to still chime in and chuck a comment up there and be able to watch the stream. So,
Thanks, mate.
Certainly glad that we're able to bring it to you when you're not able to race. It's a good bit of fun, this is, John, isn't it?
Oh, it is. I don't mind it. And a big shout out to Mario, another one of the Vets boys, who also from the Super Hypersonic lads. So yeah, big shout out to Mario. It's probably getting.
Blake's just started into the pits. Sorry.
Yep. Here we go. So pit cycle's starting. So what's Harrison doing? Harrison's going around again. So this is interesting. And it looks like Dench passing a lapped car behind. So let's have a look. Christian Smart's gone into the pits as well. And everyone else has kept going. McKnight kept going. So this is interesting. They're going to be out of sync tonight. I don't think we're going to have everyone together. So Harrison Dengate is our race leader.
Ooh. Young H leading the pack. Sure, he'll be excited with that little fun fact for the evening.
That's right. Big shout out to Mary if you're watching. We've got Hayden in P1. Doing well, young H. Under a bit of pressure still. Matt Dench hasn't given him much room to breathe all night. So
no.
We've still got a few other guys dropping into the pits now. Gore and Barella have gone in. Warboys has come out. We might just drop where he's come out and see if he's got any dramas. So Blake has come out in the relatively good, clean air.
Yeah, he'd be loving that if he would. I reckon he'll be pushing very hard for this outlap just to keep that track position.
And, It's gone wide. He's had a slide off track there. That's one of the only good things I do like about this track. You do have plenty of runoff areas.
I think that's another reason why it looks so appealing. No concrete wall to remind you that you just made a mistake.
I know I used that line a couple of times in the V8 in the veterans race that was here a few weeks ago. So Blake's moving quite well here. So Dengate's in the pits now, and so is McKnight. So here comes Jamie. Big shout out to Wendy if she's watching.
I believe Matthew Dench, correct me if I'm wrong, is the leader of our race at the moment.
And
So
he's gone another lap.
yeah,
But in the middle of lap traffic though, so it could be quite
Yeah.
interesting to see. You can see he's done quite well considering he's been quite racy behind Harrison for most of the session there. And just by our maths, if they're all coming in at about lap 20, so they've all got one more pit stop to go here.
Insightful.
yes, that definitely answers the question about will it be a one-stop or a two-stop race, and certainly a two-stop race from the look of it.
And the other thing that's interesting here is Troy Maguire hasn't pitted, or Rob Carmichael or Michael Whiting. So it sounds like the fishy boys might be up to
Cheers,
something
mate.
fishy.
Yes,
There-
there's I thought I could smell some chips cooking up with some of these fishy ideas floating around, so someone should supervise us, John.
I know, because I was about to say I did have a lovely piece of whiting for dinner tonight, but true story.
Okay. Yep. You win. I haven't got anything better than that.
We go back, so Maguire is still out. This is rather interesting. This has been some major fuel saving.
I wonder if they're trying to maybe they're trying to play a little bit of the safety car feature of do they go as long as possible for the first stint and try and make the final stint as short as possible, or if there is a safety car, does it give them more flexibility?
Oh, I think if you can go 2 long stints, you've got to put less fuel in on the last stop. They could be working on that theory as well. But it's interesting because we've got a few boys here that still haven't pitted. So we've got Maguire, Carmichael, Whiting, Loveridge, Drage, Hodak, Archer have not pitted yet. So fuel being a major part of the strategy tonight. Paul Hayes in the pink Stefan Mustang. So big shout out to Hazy. His car matches his boat. He's got a fairly large yacht that he races. It's pink in colour, sponsored by Stefan as well.
You can have the line, Craig.
And you see the Oz 22, I think it is, or Oz 20 under the rear fin there. I'll stop being lazy. I'll go far chase. Where's Paul Hayes on my list? That camera's not going to give it to me either. There you go. Oz 80. Sorry, not 20. I got it wrong. My apologies.
That's right. Well, he does have he does have the lead pack coming up behind him.
He does. Right in the thick of it. So Troy Maguire still leading our race. He's gone 2 laps further than Blake Warboys, who was leading before the pit stop started.
Race control, I just did a drive through and I didn't clear my 40-second speeding in the pit.
And come back,
What was
Rob
the penalty
Carmichael's
for,
still out.
Speeding in the pit.
They're all
I did
fishy.
a drive through, but it didn't clear it.
Michael Whiting. So the 3 fishy cars have all gone.
The
long one?
Stop and hold. Not a drive-through.
And
There's
then Drage.
definitely got to be a little bit of team strategy kicking in there, I reckon.
No.
Roger.
Then Josh Drage in the Pecky Performance Racing entry. Sitting in 4th spot. And let's have a look. Maguire surely would be coming in this time. And he's gone again.
Yeah, okay, up for another lap.
So some interesting strategies here. Just wondering whether Warboys has realised it's probably going to most likely be 2 stops, and he's to split them to get the better run out of tyres. These boys are going to try and squeeze it as long as they can.
Well, having a look at the times, Troy's done a 31.3 on the previous lap, and Blake, who's just crossing the line now, has done a 31.000. So I wonder if those boys have figured out that the long-term setup with their tyres, and have maybe they're onto a bit of a winner here and just keeping that consistency going. Maybe not the quickest cars on track with 1 lap time, but having the least amount of tyre degradation across the entire stint. So it's very interesting, this is, John.
It is. It may not so much be a fuel race, it may more be a tyre strategy race, which is quite exciting, something a bit different.
Yeah, it's good. It's certainly keeping us on our toes, that's for sure.
Definitely is, and interesting to see this week too. A few of these boys, I think, are going to try and qualify for the Scops Bathurst 1000 this weekend.
Troy is in the pits, he is. All fishy cars are in the pits, they are.
Line them up. Luckily in iRacing, the pit crew doesn't have to triple stack this. They'll all drive in and do it themselves.
And Josh Drage has come in as well. He has.
Thanks, Todd.
And Nathan's parents.
Yes, a quick shout out to Mum and Dad, who don't mind chiming in, and Mum, who loves being called and gives herself the nickname of Mama Bear. So, and Dad's nickname there is Papa Bear as well. So thanks Mama Bear and thanks Papa Bear for joining in and giving us one extra view each week. Certainly helps boost our egos. It does, doesn't it, Johnny?
What boost yours, no?
Oh, well, you know, you get that
it's
on
all
the big
good.
jobs.
It's all good, mate. It's all good. If only they could tell me some stories.
Oh, don't worry, they would not hold back at all.
Oh, Timmy Nichols has had a crash. Let's have a look what happened to Tim. In the Pecky Performance Racing entry.
Looks like he's had a big crash, losing the front bumper and the front bonnet there.
Oh, straight on. I'd say, we might just replay that again. I think there's been a gear failure there. He's had a brake failure, a massive one at that. Well, I hope Timmy's all right.
Yes, there was no slowing down at all
This
before
would be
hitting the barriers.
That would be a very scary moment.
Safety car boards and
And
flags.
we
Safety
have,
car boards and flags. Please maintain race speed until you're behind safety
and
car.
we didn't think we were going to get one
Safety car
tonight.
boards and flags.
There it is.
Yep.
The
Safety car's just been
car.
called.
So I'd say Timmy's had some major gear failure there. I'd probably say
323, just hold your position, please.
I would probably say he has lost his pedals or something like that. I have to agree too, Darren. That's what I was thinking.
That's yep. That could be a valid point there, Darren. If we just keep the accelerator on full while we go off to the beer fridge. That it is an interesting race strategy. That is one that we didn't think about, John. I will admit.
No, and Blake's going in for the pits here. So it's been to see who pits and who doesn't.
183, you are the race leader.
So Dench, Maguire, McKnight, they've all stayed out. Young stayed out. So interesting here. Smart went in, so Smart and McKnight have split strategies. Dengate's followed Warboys in. So this is rather interesting. See how we go.
Well, with 30 laps to go, and well, it'll probably be 32 laps to go with about 30 laps once the safety car pulls in.
You're at 2-3
It'd
now,
be,
sir.
I wonder if maybe this could be enough to bring all the boys home, looking at how much they made it in the last stint, or are they going to have to do a splash and dash towards the end?
It will be very interesting to see how long it goes for. As well, like the field's nearly bunched up quite well. Looking at the speed of the safety car. I have to agree with you, Darren. Most of the vets probably do that. And I've got to be careful what I
Keep an eye on
say
your
say here
relevant guys when
because
you're approaching the
I've
safety
got to
car,
race
please.
against all you guys on Thursday night. And Richard Barella, and out leading the field around in the safety car with Matt Dench sitting in P1, Troy Maguire P2, the People's Champion Jamie McKnight in P3, followed by PRA's Paul Young in 4,
79, 71,
Craig Roffey in
43.
5,
You can overtake
and then
the
we've got
field on the right-hand
Carmichael in
side.
6,
Everyone please
Dumbrell
move
in
to the left.
7, Warboys in 8.
Thank you, sir.
So Warboys is the first of the 2 stoppers, followed by Scotty McCune, and then Harrison
Look at me
Dengate who
go.
2 stopped as well. So yeah, it's going to be rather interesting to see when we get going here. Warboys with more fuel and a lot fresher tyres,
Safety car
sitting with
will
all the
do
guys.
One more lap until we go
One
green.
thing that you'll notice, all those other cars that are getting passed on through are all the cars that are 1 lap down. So one of the rules, if you're only 1 lap down, you get a wave around, is what Race Control have called it. So you're able to get that lap back. So instead of having to keep out of everyone's way and worry about possibly hurting someone else's race, you get put back on the lead lap and have another crack at seeing how far up the grid you can make it.
Absolutely. And I've got to agree with you, Darren. I do worry about those boys from Darwin. I don't know what Pecky's going to call me on Thursday night.
Well, I guess we all get our liquid sustenance in different ways, and if it gets us through a 250k or 300k race, if it does the job, then it does the job.
So let's have a quick look down through the field. A bit further, Blair Van Rees in the pits now. Timmy Nichols still in the pits, but I'd probably say that would be related to his equipment failure. Safety car's pulled away a little bit. Well, I do love the undulations of this circuit. I love how you drive up this hill here into the mountain that you're looking up into behind you. There's that big yellow sausage curve I was talking about before, Nath.
Yes, it's you can understand why people spin after just even touching it lightly.
Safety car will
certainly.
depart the field at the exit of turn 6, which is the first left-hander on the infield section. At that point, Matthew, please maintain 80 kilometres an hour. Once the safety car is in pit lane, I will advise, and then the race will restart on your go.
In the field there under instructions from race control. So let's have a look what race control's been up to tonight. They've been really busy. Just got to say, the boys have been really at it.
They're good at what they do, they are. That's all I'm going to say there.
Safety car will now depart, Matthew.
It's all about the simulation.
80. Once again, I'll advise when the safety car is in the lane.
Okay, here goes Richie.
Overlapping is allowed out of the last turn, but no overtaking before the start-finish line.
We'll see if Rich can get this back to the pits in one piece. Take the drone cam.
A little bit trickier this track for Rich to bring it back home. I reckon we could. His skills are going to be put to the test tonight.
Oh, here we go. Here's the big
Safety
test.
car is in the pit lane, Matthew. The restart is at your will.
Righto, I think he's done it. Well done, Rich.
Beautiful, Richie. Good stuff.
And we'll drop back to where the action's at. Here comes Matt. He's holding the pack. Nicely
When will
holding
he
it.
go?
Nicely holding it down into turn 9. If it was me, I'd be going once I get round this corner and going hard. I'm giving it a skinful now, but I think he's going to hold him up a bit more. Interesting to see the wily old Jamie McKnight sitting behind Maguire. With Dench leading the field.
He's still waiting, and he's going just
Going
before that
now.
DRS line.
And Maguire having a little bit of a look there.
Right, control, yeah, look at that, please.
We had a bit of an accident at the back there.
Yeah,
Looks like
can
they're
do
all still
number
rolling. come back and have a look at that a bit later. So Dench still leading from Maguire, from McKnight, from Young. Paul Young from PRA sitting in 4th at the moment. Troy having a really good look.
Blake just getting past Michael Dumbrell there, but nicely done by both drivers.
Roy Clark's made a very big call that Paul Young's been instructed to pass Jamie McKnight this lap. So just jump back. There's Paul there, right behind Jamie. Nice big bunch. You can see Warboys, who was leading before the safety car. So Youngie coming right up the back of McKnight. Rob Carmichael sitting behind him there, and Craig Roffey going too wide.
So, just to reiterate on the track again, like, it's so good how flowing it is and how wide it is, because we're able to go too wide. Looking at these drivers, they're able to go too wide for so many different parts and not be detrimented by the fact that they're slightly wider than their normal race line.
Blake Warboys, we've just lost.
Oh,
We've just lost Warboys. I think he's collected himself, but there was a spin there. That's probably not what he wanted to do.
Drive-through penalty.
That's put him back to 16th.
Contact with 919 on lap 27.
well, that's he's certainly going to have to work hard for the second half of this race now. He is, Blake.
He definitely is.
Well, dare I say it nice and early, I think this is going to be a very interesting and very, what's the right word I'm after? Not agitated, but aggressive second half to this race, I reckon.
I think so. I think
Just looking at how they all are, they're all itching to get back into it after the week off, and there's no love lost tonight.
well, there's definitely no love lost. I think we'll keep a little bit of a loose eye on Warboys back here in 16th, but we might just keep a bit of an eye up the front as well, because there's not much in it. You can see Maguire's keeping the pressure on Dench. McKnight's dropped back a little bit. And then we have Rob Carmichael, Paul Young and Craig Roffey. And then Dengate is the first of the second stoppers now. Sitting back in 7th. So it will be very interesting to keep an eye on how this is all going to travel out.
Yes, well, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it, but the big question is, will everyone that pitted during that safety car be able to make it without doing a second pit stop?
That is a very good question.
Because looking at how far some of those boys made it, was what, 23 laps that they nearly made it? 23, 24 laps on that first stint before pitting in?
Yep.
Is that the absolute maximum you can get, or can you squeeze it that little bit more, especially if you fuel save?
Oh, Michael Dumbrell from Hypersonic just about into the back of Dengate there. Very tight, sorry, Nath.
That's all good. That's such a long train of drivers through here.
Definitely is a long train. We might just work our way back a little bit more. Scotty McCune back in 10th, so another one of the Hypersonic boys. You can see Scotty not far behind that battle there in front with Dumbrell and Dengate. Nicholas Loveridge in the middle. So yep, definitely battling away. And I think the other Hypersonic car in Michael Stewart's back in 28th. I think he's had a couple of incidents already, which is putting 15 spots down from where he started.
And he's also got no rear wing there, so I don't think that'll be helping his cause too. So definitely found a few worros throughout the evening. He has.
Let's have a look. Yeah, definitely not a straight looking car, unfortunately.
Race control. I got a black flag for
And of course he's just gone past Mark Peck as well. So Pecky, he's having a bit of a struggle tonight too. He's back in 28th. Sure, old Wiley Pecky, he'll be working hard to try and get himself up the order a bit more. And Blake Warboys has just set the fastest first sector. So definitely trying to fight his way out here as he keeps the pressure on Nathan Gore. So he's already gone from 16th to 14th on this recovery drive, with Ash Barella sitting behind him in 15th.
Such a long train of cars.
Oh, it is.
It goes from Jamie McKnight in 3rd place all the way down to Ash Barella in 15th place. Holy moly.
It is just a long group in front.
The pressure is certainly on all the boys here, because you make one mistake, you lose 1 second. You're not just going to lose a little bit of time here and there. You're going to lose many spots, and everyone will be wanting to change as much time.
Harrison's just had a big off moment.
Oh
middle of
no.
that there. So that just put Harrison to the back of that train. Ash has gone past.
Car 5.
Now Josh Rage has gone past, I think, or Archer's gone past, so that's just upset Harrison. Harrison's just had a major spin there. The car looks straight though, so he hasn't been damaged.
Yes, oh, and that's a hurt. All nearly got collected on the way through, but yes, he's yeah, it's not what you want, especially when he was up so far. It's unlucky, H, but it shows how tough this track is though. One little mistake and it does bite you quite hard. They're all... Yeah, so all the pressure is certainly getting to them, and yeah, I still reckon this is going to be a cracking end of this race. This is, Johnny.
I think so. It's really bunched up. McKnight is fighting off Carmichael and Young, and Craig Roffey's probably been one of the more impressive drivers for me tonight. Craig's keeping with these guys in 6th. Been great. And then Nicholas Loveridge sitting a bit further back, in between the hypersonic sandwich. He's up 10 spots, which is a fair crack of a whip there. And our hard charger at the moment.
Yeah, very. Just been spun. Oh
yeah,
no.
Blair's been spun.
He was going slow, but I'm not sure why. And then yeah, it's all happening.
This has been tapped by Paul Hayes there. He's just put him out in the grass, or out in the sand. So not the easiest of evenings for Blair by the looks. He's just been given a pit penalty as well, so not sure what's been going on, but Blair's doing it tough by the looks.
He's certainly having a rough night, he is.
We'll have a look. He's Matt Dench, our race leader. If I go back to live pictures. Matt Dench is quite comfortably 0.6 of a second in front of Troy Maguire. McKnight is 4.5 seconds back. So I tell you what, I reckon, Nathan, I really can't call this one, mate. I've got no clue who I think's going to win this one tonight.
No, it's I've got no idea either, Johnny. There's no clear-cut person who's got the pace over everyone else. There's no clear-cut race strategy that's working out better than anyone else. I think it's just going to come down to who's got the grit to hold out everyone else for this evening.
That's pretty much it.
And so far, our hard charger at this point in time in the race has become Ryan Van Ree, gained 11 spots from 32nd to 21st.
Yep,
and he's the lead of the next sort of chain further down the battle pack too.
Yeah, he's got a few boys lined up behind him.
Checked up in front of me, man.
So he's got Hodak and Sipple sitting behind him there, so it's a bit of a lineup. And the other one who's also up 11 spots is Nicholas Loveridge, Nath.
Ah, yes, I did miss that. He's
Nice driving there, champ.
Oh,
he's got a bit of space on his own. He does, so he'll be loving that.
looks like something there. I heard a comment. I'm not sure exactly what's happened.
You too, buddy.
I think Jamie McKnight got past there by... Oh, Frank Hodak's had a crash. I'm just trying to find that pass where Rob Carmichael got past Jamie, but I can't find that for you, Nathan. Sorry.
It's okay. There's plenty of passing going on though, Johnny. Even the pack in behind that's got Blake, Scott McEwen, and Mick Dumbrell, Christian Smart as well. Ash Burrell. I'm sure there's a few people I've missed, but yeah, there's passing going on left, right, and centre.
Yeah, I know. I just don't know where to keep the eyes on him. So Carmichael's got past McKnight, so Rob Carmichael's now into third. So where the Fishy boys are sitting on the podium at the moment. Jamie McKnight in fourth. Paul Young all over the back of him. Roy Clark's got to be absolutely ecstatic about how Paul Young's driving here. And the PRA driver absolutely excelling, keeping the pressure on
I'm
McKnight.
kidding, Ash.
So
Hitting Mick.
Plenty of hard racing. Plenty
It
of boys
is.
that are doing very, very good as well. So, such an evenly paced race tonight.
well, particularly when you sort of work back, we said before Black Wall Boys was in 16th. He's fought his way back up to 9th. And shaping up here for a move on Michael Whiting. Is it Whiting? Got it right?
Interestingly, we've had Scott McCune come into the pits, so I wonder if this is a tactical move. Lap 35, there's 23 laps to get him to home now. That's how long we saw some of the other boys go on their first stint, so... Oh, and he's not the only one in the pit lane as well. David Coleman's in the pits too.
Yeah. Well, Wall Boys just gets past Whiting and moves on to Loveridge, next one up the road. So our pole sitter fighting his way back after his spin, after the restart.
So he will not be leaving anything on the table, Blake. He'll be doing everything to get back near that pointy end. He'll also be, I reckon he'll be praying for a safety car too. So some of these other boys won't want it, but I think Blake will be one of the few guys out there that does want it, just to bunch them all back up again.
Well, safety car now would make it very interesting. See how many boys stay for the pits.
I would almost, if I don't know about you, if you were driving, Johnny, but if I was driving, if I had a safety car from now towards the end, I reckon I would be diving into that pit lane immediately.
Oh, being the old bugger that I am, Nath, I'd be diving into the pit lane for a break.
Or maybe a bit of Darren's tactics before, a bit of a break and a quick walk to the fridge.
And Wall Boys now all over the back of Loveridge. So I mentioned Steve coming up the climb of the hill here, whether he can get the staying past him.
Very big incident in turn one.
Sorry.
Ash and Josh Strage.
5 second
Daddy big
post-pit
replay.
stop penalty for car 263 for contact with 611. It would have been a regress.
Oh, he's lost control.
Gone,
So,
yeah,
cooked
just
it.
locked the rears and just gone very quick into there.
Yeah, poor old Ash, unfortunately, had nowhere to go.
So
Wow.
he was
okay.
doing really well up until that point. He was in 12th, Ash, and I think he's in 15th. Is that correct, Johnny, now? 14th, 15th?
Ash is in 14th, yep.
14th, yep. So
Wall Boys past Loveridge. Now frees up in front of him now with some clear air. So this is what would be really interesting to see whether Wall Boys can push on to this next pack in front of him.
So the only downside for Blake, though, with pushing on this hard is that he will be using up those tyres and he will be using fuel more than anyone else. So it is coming at a little bit of a cost to try and get that track position back. But if they've all got a pit again, it might still play into his favour.
Don't forget, he did pit under the safety car, so he has got fresher tyres than those around him.
Yes, that is true. That is one fact that I did forget about there.
So we've got a 5 second post pit stop penalty for car 263 Michael Schroeder for contact with car 616 Frank Kodak on lap 34. Car 616 has spun since this incident, so no redress requested. So got some post pit stop penalties as Blake goes off track here and lets Loveridge back in.
That was almost a problem.
I see he's definitely pushing, Blake, isn't he? He's giving it everything. That I think the track's just coming back to bite just that little bit more.
It is. And we might just jump up the front and have a look and see how we're getting on. Matt Dench, still our race leader. Troy Maguire still 0.6 behind. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm really a few boys getting into incident point trouble, which is interesting. It is one of those tracks though where it's easy to run off if you're not careful. As these two go really wide. And again. Okay. They are really pushing these boys. So Dench crosses the line, start lap 38, 58, 20 laps to go. I'm sure there will be some more pit stops to come as we bring up the pit stop strategy. So we can see Dench went in after 21, so he's got 16 laps of fuel. Maguire and Carmichael have got 13, so I reckon those 3 extra laps those fishy boys did might start to pay. McKnight.
Yeah, it might fall into their favour.
So
The second half.
So there's a few boys there with some fuel strategies that are a little bit different. I think if you have a look there, Ryan Van Ree managed to get 25 laps out of his tank.
Yeah,
So
wow, that's a very solid effort.
That's a very great effort. So quite interesting. But Dench has got Dench and McKnight are the ones that stopped the earliest. So it'll be interesting to see how well they can stretch this stint.
Here's a question for you, Johnny. If you did pit during that last pit stop and a safety car came out now, would you do a splash and dash, or would you get new tyres, or would you take a punt that you would jump everyone in the queue and gain that track position and try and hold them off post safety car?
Well, if it was me, Nathan, first of all, I'd be asking myself, can I get a lap back?
Well,
no, look, if in this situation, I think if you could get home with a few laps to go, I think you're better off staying out if you reckon you'd have the fuel to do it. You can't beat track position. But if you are rolling around at the back of the train, then yeah, I'd definitely be getting fuel and tyres and hoping you could have a few blokes in front of you on the older tyres struggling that little bit. They are really still bunching back up here. I'm just going to drop back these two boys at that. So back in third, we've got Rob Carmichael, who's under all sorts of pressure from Jamie McKnight. So Jamie's nicely stayed in behind him, probably saving fuel knowing Jamie. But if you go back here, Craig Roffey's under all sorts of pressure now from War Boys.
Yes, Blake's made a couple passes in here, but these boys sort of seem to be doing a great amount of 2x2 racing. They're not giving each other an inch, but also at the same time trying not to exceed those track limits. So they're definitely, how we were talking about tyres a second ago, these boys are using all of those tyres.
Absolutely. So this train goes from Roffey, Warboys, Young, Whiting, Loveridge, Smart. So Christian's right up in this battle here as well, which is quite great to see. And Jamie McKnight has gotten past Rob Carmichael and then gone into the pits. Oops.
Interesting.
Interesting, but he did pit earlier than everybody else. I did say that could be an issue. But if he's done 20-20, I'd say he's basically trying to split the race into thirds.
Yeah, so he's certainly going to make it home in one hit.
Michael Whiting getting all sorts of loose there.
Yeah, that would have been a scary moment and a half there.
Well, what it's done is it's allowed Warboys to just break the toe. As he now Warboy sticks it up the inside of Roffey. As we now go too wide, coming down into turn 4. Warboys drops him back behind into the slipstream.
So the amount of pressure that all these guys are putting on one another, certainly keeping them all thinking with not just offensive strategy but defensive strategy as well, because as soon as you get past him, everyone's looking to get past you again. So definitely keeping them all on the toes.
So what do you do if you're Warboys here? Do you make the call, go in for a pit stop here, and then hope you can get back out in front of the car that's 12th, which will give him clean air? Or do you keep fighting with Roffey to get past?
I almost reckon you'd want to, because he took that advantage of pitting during the safety car. I'd almost give it a couple of laps of can I get past him and really use the younger tyres that little bit longer. Yeah, but if it's hurting you too much staying there, yeah, you'd almost want to take the punt and like, right, let's get into the pits and let's see if we can get a little bit of clear air, or let's see if we can get some more brand new tyres on the car to bring it home.
Yeah, Frank, don't go right up here. Okay, thank you.
And Matthew Dench is still our race leader with still 0.7 or 0.6 lead over Troy Maguire. And then a further 9.5 seconds back to Carmichael, and then 6 seconds back to Warboys. So they're all still battling away quite hard here, doing reasonably well.
Incident with car 3 and 025, no further action.
And Blake's got ahead of Craig. He has.
Yes, let's go jump up. Let's have a look and see if he starts to pull away. They're definitely showing that pace that put him on pole. So he's got 5.5 seconds, or 5 seconds up the road. He's got Rob Carmichael in front of him. So, dare me to say one of your puns, Nath, but I think Blake's going fishing.
Oh, here we go, and that's a very interesting comment because Blake hates fishing. He does. He's certainly not a fisherman of any kind. So I think after tonight he can't say that anymore.
Well, if he wants a podium, he's going to have to catch some fish.
Yes, he's going to have to get it. He's going to have to get the biggest catch of his life tonight to get that podium.
And Troy Maguire's got past Matt Dench, so
Can you check turn 3, please?
something's happened there with Matt Dench. I'll just see if I can find that. Let's have a look what's happened. Dirty Pig replay. Oh! Oh, no. I don't know whether you just caught the end of that one, did you, Nath?
Oh, I missed it, Johnny.
Oh, we'll take it back again. Something's happened with Paul Hayes in the middle, so here it is. That would be very upsetting, allowing the race lead to get away there.
Oh, very, very unfortunate.
Yeah.
There in live pictures whilst that replay was going on, Paul unfortunately had another little moment and accidentally nearly got another car. So I think he's struggling with tyres a little bit there, Paul. Which after watching some of the leaders.
He's in a bit of trouble there. And
Yep, will do, Scotty. Everyone, if you are receiving a blue flag, please yield.
Oh,
Otherwise, if an incident is caused, you will be penalised.
yep. Having a bit of an issue there. Got caught in the gravel. Plenty of that around this place.
I put qualification on the drive-through, just served the drive-through, but still got the scorecard.
And Troy Maguire flashing some lights as he's coming through some lap traffic with Tyrone Anderson in front of him.
How many laps?
Doing a little hello, I'm here.
Oh, no!
But I thought I'd come in early enough.
Oh.
I didn't have to cross before I went in.
Oh dear.
I did
Wow,
say,
this is certainly an eventful race.
I did call it earlier that lap traffic
That's
would be an
probably what's
issue.
done it. Thank you. It's all good.
So Michael Whiting's in the pits now.
Mate.
While this has all been going on. War
Race
Boys
control, just checking that you've copied my check for the
Has-
rejoin last lap.
already knocked a second off that lead from Rob Carmichael in front of him in third. So these boys are really pushing very hard here now.
And Young
Up to
H has
turn 3.
gained another spot, getting past Nicholas Loveridge and
Yeah,
into
I've looked
7th
at that.
place.
He's doing well, Young H.
Yes, and our hard charger at this point in time, still on lap 42, is still, I believe, Ryan, who's in
Thanks,
position
Rodrigo.
number 20, who he's gained 12 spots so far. So
Yeah.
he's doing well there. And where's
I got Troy Sipple and
Troy Sipple? Yeah, he's doing really well. 26 up to 11th.
up 16 spots. Oh, it's Sips in the Scorpion
And
Esports car.
Just
So-
behind him as well, Reese Belito.
Belito, yeah.
Belito. Sorry if I got that wrong, Reese. But yeah, they're doing a fantastic job as well, up in 12th place from 27th
And the
at
great,
the moment. So
and the great looking
Great
Stone
job.
Cold Racing livery.
yes, yeah, that's a good looking livery.
Carmichael is pitted.
Thanks,
And
Mark.
Christian Smart's come in as well. So that moves Warboys up onto the podium. Chasing down Matt Dench and Maguire. He's about half a straight behind.
What are you doing?
Oh. So, War Boys just passed Mr. Peck. Or slapped Mr. Peck. So, Blake's 12 seconds down on Matt Dench in front of him. So, a long way to fight back here for Blake. But he was our pole sitter. He was the fastest man to be sitting on pole. So, we'll see what Blake can do from here.
Let's see. It'll be interesting to see if he can bring in that quali lap pace to see how far up he can get. But in the background as well, Nathan Gore just had a big moment as well, unfortunately, in an incident.
Nathan Gore. Let's see if I can bring that one up for you.
The Fanatec livery, unfortunately missing a bonnet now.
Nathan Gore went off. Let's have a look at the Dirty Pig replay. As Black was going into pits. No, I've just got him and he's off the track, so not exactly sure what happened to Nathan there, mate, unfortunately. Go back to live pictures. And Warboy's coming into the pits. McGuire, our race leader, still out on track. Dealing with a lot of lap traffic as he comes past Troy Sipple.
Matthew Dench pulled into the pits with him as well there, so
Be interesting to see. Blake doing that longer first stop. Sorry, doing that second stop early, so he's probably got to put less fuel on, so he may get past Dench in the pits here. Looks like Dench is out first though. Warboy's still yet to move, so not sure why so long. Well, we've got a problem here. We've got a problem.
Oh. Harrison's got ahead of Blake.
I'm wondering whether Blake had damage that he had treated.
Maybe.
So,
this is a big one.
It's definitely
Troy
big.
Maguire all the way out the front. Yeah, Blake dropping back down the field. So this will be a very, very interesting development. This is Johnny.
I'm probably going to say, Nath, with 13 laps to go, I think it might be time to press the button on it. I think we could be in for a big finish. I reckon we're in for a big finish in this one. So, Troy Maguire is 20 seconds ahead of Nicholas Loveridge. He's up 16 spots, a hard charge now. So, we'll probably say Maguire's only stopped once, Loveridge has stopped once, Archer has stopped once, and then everyone after that has stopped 2 or 3 times. So, we know Maguire has to stop, we know Loveridge has to stop. And more penalties being handed out by race control. They've definitely skittled over a few cans of Red Bull tonight by the looks, Nath.
Yeah, they're certainly going to have a good win with the recycling company. They are.
Not wrong.
Be enough to build a wall.
What'd you say about building a wall? We can knock it down.
Well, you are on fire tonight, Johnny.
Busy boys in race control. So War Boys is now back in 11th spot, our race pole sitter. And the man who was sitting next to him in 9th is now in 9th spot. As Maguire heads into the pits.
Like a fish out of water for a second, but when his tyres are getting changed, he's coming in for a freshen up and out he goes again. Well,
Yeah.
That one definitely falls into the bad dad category. I apologise, everyone. Bad dad joke category there.
We just got to... So I was reading we just got a drive-through penalty. No?
Oh dear.
Oh dear. I told you they were busy in race control. And let's just have a quick look through the field, see how few of the other cars are getting on as we lead into our last 11 laps of this epic Red Bull Ring battle. So Andrew Archer's currently our race leader. So big shout out to Andrew. And we come further down. Michael Dumbrell has worked his way up to 11th. He's up 4 spots in the Hypersonic Racing livery with his teammate behind him, Scotty McCune. And then sitting behind them we have Dave Coleman, one of the fishy boys. And Nathan Gore, still missing his bonnet, with Ash Barella right behind him. Blair Van Ree He's recovered from his spin earlier. And Mario, just reading the comments in Facebook there, mate. Don't encourage Ben.
Yes, that's. I have a feeling that Ben would be saying the same thing to these boys about us. So tit for tat.
And we work our way further through. Michael Stewart's worked his way back up to 17th. Ryan Van Ree is sitting 18th at the moment, up 14 spots. Reece Polithio and the Stone Cold Racing entry. He's having a reasonable run. He's up 8 spots as well.
Ooh.
Troy Sipple. He's having another good run in the Scorpions Esports machine. He's up 6 spots.
5 laps to go. These boys are still lapping as quick as what they were at the start of the race. There is no holding back from any of them.
There isn't. They're all doing really well. Tyrone Anderson in the Tester livery. Toddy Martin from Scorpion Esports. Another great looking car there that's been done by Mick Rush.
Very good looking car that one is.
Pecky's up in 23rd, up 7 spots. And Craig Roffey still battling out further down the line. And Paul Young, I'm not sure what's happened to Paul, but Paul's dropped it down the pack a little bit.
Yeah, must have had a few incidents throughout this evening.
Must have. Frank Hodak from Kodak Racing sitting back there in 26th. Shane Roffey still battling away in 27th. Paul Hayes recovering after a few hairy incidents, still rolling, which is good to see. Car's all straight, sitting in 28th. And we've got Cookie, he's still going as well. Another one of the Stone Cold boys, which has just lost him in the feed. And Mike Schroeder, I've lost him in the feed as well, so he must be further back. We might just go to Troy Maguire again, go back up the front where all the action is. Troy Maguire, Dench right behind him.
Yes.
10 laps to go.
Cannot drop a paperclip between these two, or there's a few mind games going on here.
Yeah, this is rather interesting.
Troy holds on to the lead after turn 1. Smashing over that sausage curve.
Andrew Archer is in the pits, dropping down the order as Smart, Whiting, McKnight go past him now. So I'll be interested to see where he comes out. I'll keep an eye on that one for you, Nath. So Troy Maguire's our race leader, 1 second ahead of Matt Dench. Considering we're playing mind games going down the straight, it's interesting now that Maguire's pulled away a little bit, so there could be some fuel issues maybe in the mix here. We might jump on board with Dench and see if we can listen and see whether he is fuel saving. Once I get to the right camera. Tell you what. I wouldn't be surprised, Nathan. I think there could be a little bit of fuel saving going on here.
Yeah, it's hard to tell it is, Johnny. They're smacking down through the gears pretty quickly, but I reckon it'll be very, very close, this will.
Oh, I think it will be. And we've got some lap traffic coming out in the front of this as well. Blair Van Ree coming out of the pits. Nicely getting out of the way. Great initiative, Blair. Keep out of the action.
The last thing you want is to accidentally get caught up in a battle like these two are having.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So the K Racing entry from Matt Dench here, sitting in second, tracing down Troy Maguire. It's 0.6 seconds up the road. We might just swing back a little bit down the pack and have a quick squeeze, Nath, before we get towards the end. Just keep an eye on these two, because I think they may get closer again. You've got Carmichael sitting in third. He's broken away from the group around him, so he's 9 seconds up the road from Dench and a further 6 seconds back to Smart. And then Smart is in a really epic battle here with Whiting and McKnight. So Jamie keeping the pressure right on these two in front of him. So this will be an epic battle, I think, for 4th,
Yeah.
5th and 6th. And
Even though it's not for a podium, they're certainly going to give it a red hot crack, these
oh,
boys.
absolutely. And young Harrison in the background starting to close in on this group as well. So it'll be interesting to see how young H goes with the 3 wily heads in front of him when he gets to them. And we might just have a look further back. There's Harrison coming through. And then Blake sitting behind Harrison. So Blake hasn't recovered from that pit stop. I'm intrigued to know what happened there, whether he had damage or from the earlier spin. It didn't appear to be any damage when we were looking at the car. So we'll go back.
No, it's
Maguire.
very, very interesting.
Getting in, still dealing with lap traffic, these boys, as they go past Mark Peck.
So there's not much between them now, Johnny.
No, this is 7 laps to go. This is anybody's, I think. Only takes a lapped car or a slight little off and it's all on.
Oh dear.
it's only
Sorry, I
one-
just had a quick look back at our pack at our hard charger, and Ryan just copped a little tap in the back from Reese.
Oh.
But I only caught the tail end.
I'll see if I've got any incidents come up for that. Tyrone Anderson's just been off. These boys here, I think Tyrone was just getting out of the way of these guys. Ryan Van Rees going backwards now even more, back in the 19th.
Still happening all through the pack, it is, Johnny.
Definitely is. Yeah, can't find that one, Nate. Sorry, mate.
That's okay.
So, Troy Maguire still sitting in 2nd place, 0.8 seconds behind Dench. Rob Carmichael's a further 10 seconds back. We did say Dengate was going to catch up to that group. We might jump back down the track and have a look at that. Dengate's joined the back of this train with Warboys lurking behind them as well. 6 laps to go. It'll be interesting to see whether Blake can make an indent on McKnight and co. This is really a bit like the Master and the Apprentice with young Blake in there. Sorry, young Harrison in there. I do know that Jamie and Harrison did share a car in the Le Mans 24-hour race a month or so back. So I'm sure there'll be plenty of chat going on between those two.
Yeah, there won't be. I think there'll be plenty of respect, but there won't be any love lost with trying to get those last couple of positions. Looking at the way we're all driving tonight, so which is great to watch as a spectator. It is certainly brings all the entertainment to it.
Definitely does. Just keeping a loose eye on the boys in front. It's a 1 second gap now from Dench and Maguire. A few more penalty points, a few more boys exceeding the 20 points. So Dengate's pushing up. We're going too wide in front here. Smart and Whiting too wide. McKnight, Dengate sitting back watching these two. Looking for any opportunity, and I'm sure they'll take it.
I think McKnight and H are both wanting these two guys to keep battling so that they can have a good old sniff at what's going on here. They are.
Of course, that's bringing Warboys into the battle as well. A little bit twitchy there by H. Still a long way to go. We've still got 5 laps here.
It's, I wonder if race controllers notice that we've I wonder if they've deemed that our lack of bad dad jokes for the last couple of laps is good enough as a drive-through penalty served or not. I wonder if we've got away with that for the night, Johnny.
Oh, who knows? And just having a look at this leading pack up in front of you, Carmichael Smart, Whiting. McKnight's tyres are 3 laps older. Dean Gates and Warboys' tyres are 2 laps younger. So
we've had a spin.
Yep, Christian. Too many buttons, many buttons. Let's have a look. Smart went off.
Yes, just looped it as he came out of turn 1, he did.
We did talk about those turns being quite tricky. Den Gates just got past McKnight.
No worries, mate.
It's Harrison, the big winner out of all that.
A very big winner. Harrison moves up into 5th. All boys now coming up behind McKnight. So there's a few offs going on all around us here.
I think a little bit of driver fatigue mixed in with some old cars is now starting to play a big factor in it, Johnny.
It is. It is. Dench is only now 0.6 ahead in front. So Matty Dench, we might just go back to that lead pack for a little bit. These two boys, Matthew Dench has really controlled this quite well, I think. I still think Maguire may be trying to save a little bit of fuel for a battle here in the last lap or two. Interesting to see if he's got any more pace. But it's great to see a new face up in front of the leaderboard with Dench.
Cheers, mate.
And we've still got some lap traffic in front of these guys as well, so anything is possible here. Will the lap traffic come into play? Give an opportunity for Maguire to pounce?
Yes, I think whilst everyone seems to do a very good job overall at staying out of the way from the leaders, there's some situations that you simply can't help it, and it's just unlucky timing with where you are on the track, so certainly could be a big factor.
Oh, a little bit loose there from Dench. So Troy Maguire driving for Fishy Motorsport now, right behind Dench. As we come through turn 9 into turn 10. So he's right up under his gearbox. So he might do a lap. Well, we've had an accident behind between Scotty McCune. 3 cars involved.
Oh dear.
Might just jump back in. I think we had an incident for Hayes and McCune. So, Paul Hayes. Again, coming up into turn 3, a bit loose. Nowhere to go. Another one. Oh no, unsafe rejoin for Paul. Into Reese Bellodio. Not great stuff, unfortunately. Paul not having one of his better nights. As we jump back on board with Troy Maguire. And I said that lap traffic might come into
Another
play.
reminder to all regarding blue flags, please adhere.
Yeah, it's certainly interesting getting this far into the race. With 4 laps to go, driver fatigue is definitely going to have a bit of a contributing factor to it all.
And so is this. Like, this is lap traffic we're dealing with.
All right, mate. I didn't go on anything. All good. Thanks for the
No.
let me go by.
Oh, Paul Young. This is getting right in the middle here between 1 and 2.
Yeah, Tyron, wasn't about you, mate.
Sorry about that.
Great driving by Troy Maguire. Heart and mouth stuff with lap traffic.
You're trying to do your best to go for the win of the race, and also trying to keep the thing square and not get damaged and anything else as well. So both these lead boys are doing a very good job.
They
Still
are.
got still got over a 10-second lead to Rob behind, so they got a little bit of time, but it doesn't matter in their eyes because both of them are going for the win.
That's exactly right. As Dench still leads Maguire by 0.6 of a second after getting through the lap traffic. Plenty of clean road ahead of him now.
And,
Look, Harrison Dengate with more than 20 points, incident points, with a
Oh,
drive-through
dear.
penalty. H.
that's gifted McKnight and Blake a spot, and Blake is right on the back bumper of Jamie McKnight, so
Yeah,
I'm glad you hit that button because it's all happening.
it's happening everywhere. This is the problem. No, with only 2 laps to go, H really needs to pit this time by if he's going to do that drive-through. Otherwise, he'll get a post-race addition to his time. Dench and Maguire's starting their last lap, I think. We might just go forward again. So as we start the last lap, Matthew Dench, half a second.
Between 'em.
Troy Maguire in second, Rob Carmichael in third. Open breeze for Rob. Dengate moving into the pits. Whiting into fourth, McKnight into fifth. Still very close back there. It's one of these ones where we just don't know where to look at the moment.
Yeah,
Oh! I
that's
thought
a
Troy was the big lunge.
Big look from Troy there. He's certainly keen for it.
I was waiting for that one to end in tears.
There wasn't much in between it, was it, Johnny?
No. And another big dive. I think he's running out of spots now to do it, if he's going to get it done. There's really only one more opportunity going into turn 9. And that would be...
He doesn't want to throw it away, though, trying to go for it.
And it'd take big kahunas into turn 9 too, because it's not a normal overtaking spot. So Matthew Dench still 0.5 a second at Troy Maguire, Carmichael, Whiting, McKnight, Warboys 0.3 seconds behind McKnight, all over the back. But as we come into turn 10 of the Red Bull Ring in Austria, our race leader about to take the checkered flag is Matthew Dench. Congratulations.
Troy Maguire. Great battle, guys.
Troy Maguire second, Rob Carmichael coming around now to complete the podium. 2 fishy cars in 2-3. Another fishy car coming through in 4th. Warboys and McKnight. Can't quite get past him. And Loveridge coming in, being followed by Smart. Then we come back to Hypersonic Dumbrell. Dave Coleman from Fishy. Harrison Dengate limps home in 11th after having the penalty, followed by Ash Barella with Andrew Archer right behind him. Ash
Shane
might
Rocky's just
make
about
it.
running out of fuel.
And Michael Stewart from Hypersonic coming through into 14th. Troy Sipple here, and Nicholas Loveridge look like they might be our hard chargers. So Troy Sipple in 15th, up 11 spots. Great drive by Sips.
I think we got a tie.
I think we might have a tie tonight.
That's okay. Bring both of them in. The more the merrier.
And then behind Sips, we've got Scotty McCune and Stone Cold.
All right,
Reece
gentlemen, thank you
Buzio.
very much for a great race tonight. A few incidents.
Paul Young's already in there. Craig Rothie. We've got Toddy Martin home in 21st. Ryan Van Ree up 9 spots into 23rd. Pecky up 5 spots into 25th. I think we've had a reasonable run here tonight, mate.
Yeah. Yes, it's after a week off. These boys certainly haven't failed to deliver with an entertaining night for us, race control, and all the viewers as well. So I'm glad that we're back into it, Johnny.
Yeah, they've definitely brought it. Definitely brought it along. I've got to take my hat off to the lad. And what we might do is we might bring in our 3rd place driver, Rob Carmichael. Hey Rob, how you going? Congratulations on
Good
your
evening,
3rd.
Rob.
Thank you, guys. That was a what a night. So
Exactly. That's what we were just saying.
It was a crazy race from start to finish. Red Bull Ring, obviously, it's a pretty short track, and yeah, it's full of action from start to finish. And with that little safety car in the middle, that's definitely spiced up the strategy and brought all the guys that pitted early, brought them back to us that pitted later. So yeah, unreal race.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
It
nice.
was. Yeah, it was rather interesting to watch. We were looking at a fair bit of strategy going on there, and we were kind of wondering whether it was going to be more about tyres or more about slow that down, more about fuel. But it looks like tyres were probably going to be more of the issue.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I think the deg was the fall off wasn't too bad, but it was a 30-degree track, so obviously the times are slowly going to decrease. And we saw. Let me just jump out of this so you can't hear racing. We saw, I think, Blake and a few other boys pit like with 6 or 7 laps left in the tank. So we knew their second stop was going to be a lot longer than ours. So we literally just ran it to the end, and then it took a full tank of juice, and then the safety car came out, but we still had to pit. So yeah, filled her up, and I think I put like 30 litres in, and I think a few guys that pitted early, like Jamie McKnight, lost out a little bit because.
Yep.
All of a sudden, the field comes together and the safety car comes out. And, yeah, if you need to take more fuel than the guys around you, you obviously lose time. So that definitely worked in our favour, staying out in the first stint. And, yeah, from 8th to 3rd after I struggled in pre-qual trying to get a good lap in. But, yeah, 8th to 3rd, Bono, I can't complain. I'm stoked.
No, it was a great drive. You should be pretty chuffed with yourself.
Very good effort, mate.
What we might do is I might grab Troy and bring him up because you're probably going to be thanking the same people.
Absolutely.
Troy, congratulations on P2.
Great stuff, mate.
Thank you.
Great way to wave the flag for the new team.
Yeah, that's right, eh? Beat them all.
Beat them all.
Shouldn't have been that. Yeah, shouldn't have done that, but you know.
So you sort of haven't got Matt in the green room, so I might as well ask you the hard questions. Did you have a little bit in the tank? Like, it looked like you were going to get in there at one stage, and then when we jumped on board with you, it sort of looked like you were possibly fuel saving there in that last stint.
I think I had about 0.9 coming over the line. It's plenty. It's enough to finish. So I wasn't saving at all. It's just pretty hard when you've got 20 incidents and you follow someone so closely. It's easy to get them off tracks, and I was already up there with my off tracks. I didn't want to throw it all away. I would have happy with the second than a drive through for too many incident limits. So
going into turn 3 on that last lap there, we thought you were about to throw it all away.
Yeah, I tried I tried everything, and I was turning left, right, all sorts. So yeah, no, it was a fun race. I enjoyed the track. It was a good track, and my strategy worked out well. Thanks to the team, they helped me out a little bit there. So
yeah, no, that's good. I'll let you and Rob give yourselves a shout out for the Fishy Boys.
I'll probably say it because Troy probably doesn't know them quite yet. Yeah, shout out to our sponsors, Sideways Photography, Black Wolf Graphics, DC Shades, Precision Sim Training, and Relax Marine and Game Fishing. And obviously all the Fishy Boys. There were 4 of us out there tonight, and 3 of us finished in the top 4. So it's we're stoked. And I think Coleman finished 10th or 12th, I think. So really strong outing from the 4 of us, and bring on Phillip Island because. All of us have race experience there, and hopefully we can close the gap to Blake because his pre-qual time again was pretty quick.
Yes, poor old Blake, a couple of spins at the wrong time didn't help him tonight.
Yeah, he was in the wars a bit.
Well, we might bring up Matt Dench, our race winner. Matt, congratulations on the victory, mate. Looked like it was
mate.
Looks like it was a very hard fought effort.
It definitely was very hard fought, from the green flag all the way to the end, pretty much.
Did you look towards the end of the race there? It looked like lap traffic was becoming quite an issue. Did you find that sort of interrupting your strategy, or?
Yeah, there was a 3-way battle or positional battle in front of us there, coming up to the end, and With Troy so close behind, I can't sit back and wait to get by. It's try and split them up and just push your way through nice and cleanly, hopefully.
Yeah, no, you've done well, mate. Like there was a lot going on everywhere. We sort of struggled to keep up ourselves in the commentary box. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Give a shout out to KR Racing, the new team I've picked up, and the VRS guys do some great products as well.
Oh, good. Glad to hear. And just before we finish off, I'll grab our hard charges. We've got 2 of them tonight. I'll grab these
so
2
it was
boys.
a tie for this one. We haven't had this situation before.
Yeah. I'll just drop these boys in and we'll start talking to them.
And
Sips, how you going? Sips and Nicholas, congratulations on the hard charge. You're up 11 spots, boys.
Good evening, hard charges.
Yeah.
thanks for that. Yeah, we're pretty happy with that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of traffic tonight, being such a shorter track and stuff. Did you have any strategy or any dramas with dealing with traffic, or?
No, I just kind of started off with full tanks. Just thought I'd keep running them till empty, try and stay out of trouble, and hopefully people fall off around me. Which
I just sort of picked my battles. I knew the guys that were fast and let them go and fought the people that I knew that I should.
Yeah, if you start fighting people too hard, your tyres go out, and it just creates. Which was good because I come up across a couple that were starting to struggle and made it easy to pass. But yeah.
Yeah. Anyone you boys want to give a shout out to?
Ryan Van Reed. He we had a really good battle, and it was very close for quite a few laps. Fortunately, I think he had a bit of a spill towards the end of it. So, but it was really good with them. So other than that, everyone else, good clean racing, enjoyed it.
Oh, that's good, Sips. Glad you enjoyed it. I'll pick up the charge and take it to you again on Thursday night when vets kick off. And what about you, Nicholas? Is anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, the guys from Backmarker. It was good. Good to get the support from the team. Looking forward to Bathurst on the weekend, so that'll be nice.
Yeah, good luck with that one. We just did it in vets last weekend, so I think a few of us boys are a bit tired from that one still.
Still recovering.
Still, yeah.
Fair enough.
Well, that brings us to the end of our coverage, guys. I look forward to seeing everybody next week when we tackle Phillip Island for 300 kilometres. I think it's going to be an epic race based on how this season's rolling out.
Yes, I think you're right there, Johnny.
Yeah, looking forward to that one. I think we got Phillip Island again with East Coast, so should be able to get a good few laps in and hopefully, start a little bit further up the front.
I hope so.
I reckon it'll be very close racing around at Phillip Island, so I'm looking forward to that round. It's going to be good.
And I normally say a big shout out to Ben Anthony tonight, but after his penalty he's given me, I'm going to say no.
You boys probably didn't notice, but he gave us a drive-through. Unheard of. I'm still trying to figure out how we should complete it, so we'll have to think of something between now and next week.
I have to say, on behalf of all the drivers, thanks to you, John, and Nath for putting on the broadcast. It's obviously something we can look back to, and also to Ben and I think Ash in the admin for sorting out the series. It's well run, and it's a good Tuesday night.
That's good.
Full credit to those guys, and thanks Ben. So I know he's had quite a few late nights and busy boy. So thanks again, guys, and totally enjoyable.
No worries. Thanks everybody.
Good,
and we'll see you all next week.